Get moving, lady.
Everybody's got ants in their pants today. We're live. Okay. Did you get a chance to read your minutes, and is there anything that we need to change or amend? Did anyone saw?
I thought they look good. Motion to approve. Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor? Anyone opposed? Treasurer's report. Rosemary.
So for treasurer's report, for the 28th, we had, interest that was applied. We didn't have any, new written checks since the end of January. Our current balance is, 198,925.68. And I also updated the, budget versus spend. And the only thing that changed on here was the interest. Do we have any questions? Oh, okay. Motion to approve as printed. Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Okay.
Anyone opposed? That motion's carried. We'll jump the match on Main because I'm assuming that Frank is coming, but
Yes, he's just right behind.
yeah. So let's do the facade grant first. Instead of the match on Main.
What page does that start on? Do you know?
I don't know.
That's just still.
It's not really deep, I think
These are
93,
all-
page 93.
Okay.
I think was the first one I saw.
Application, Wolfpack self-storage. Outside our district.
Yeah, I didn't know how far that went.
Yeah, that's-
Wolfpack has passed.
Yeah.
If I'm
in our.
correct,
Well, I think we talked about.
Kim?
Are you sure? I thought Michael's
positive.
wasn't in it.
All right.
That little lot I didn't think was in it. We talked about that like a couple year or two ago.
Is it end with that house? The house right in front?
Well, I think it ends before that. Bert Schwarthout's house is not in it. It ends at Culpepper's residence, I think.
Oh.
Actually, I don't even know if it goes to there. It goes to that street. Corner of Greg's, the one we just did.
West.
So it's not the city,
I
it's the
think-
downtown, it's not the city limits, it's the downtown.
The red house across from Culpepper's in it?
I don't think
I
so.
don't think so.
Really?
No, I think it's that street. Pretty positive.
Right.
West Street?
We recently got, we had a map, but it wasn't clear on the map. The map was fuzzy.
I know it doesn't go that far out. I'm positive of that.
I thought that red house might have been, and on that side.
Well, even the storage is past even the city limits sign, isn't it?
No,
Oh, okay.
no. I don't
Or maybe
believe
it's
that we
past
can
the-
help them
Well, okay.
legally.
Right,
We just can't go out there.
okay.
Because we had talked about doing this before, about going out and picking up Ks and going out and picking up. To try to get them in our district, and you couldn't do that. You couldn't spot. When we built the DDA, it had to be downtown only, and I know the line.
You have
didn't
to
go.
talk to them, so.
Just- Yeah, you just have to call them, tell them that they're outside of our district,
Right.
and there's nothing that we can't spend money outside our district.
Right.
So that takes care of that one, I guess. And
Where's 308?
It's the lakeside, isn't it? Lakeside. Garden corner seems to be the big house on the corner of West On this corner of Western Grand River?
So that's right across from the one where we put the fence in and the new sidewalk. On this side of it, into our district,
In our district.
correct,
Is that right on the corner of Grand River and West Street?
correct.
This one has had two separate projects.
Yeah.
It kind of sounds like it.
I'm not sure. They just got it today, so. I'm not
So is the
sure.
idea that you look at both of them, but one, you pick one?
Project runs.
Well, one of the projects was the concrete and we made a deal with the other guy to do the sidewalk. But not his driveway, because driveway is not part of our scope of work. It has to be on the building. So the improvement of the driveway has to be their cost. So if he's looking to do one of the two projects, the one is kind of not
The sidewalk would be the only part that would be a consideration. It wouldn't be through the,
correct. And then the
That's-
driveway would be his own.
Yeah.
So the barn would be
so maybe,
at least something that we would look at doing.
so then that leaves you with number two,
The barn, repairing it.
the barn in the back.
Yes. Is the total on that, am I reading this correctly, is that
The 6,000.
5860 or is it this?
Oh, wait, there's more
Yeah,
right here. Right? Well, that must be.
Placement of driveway, so project one is not useful.
Yeah, those two amounts added together. And 5860.
So where is the barn on the property? Is that visible? from
Right
the
lined
road?
up.
Looks
With the
right
driveway.
lined up right here.
You can see,
See
okay,
it right there.
okay.
guess I don't understand. Exactly. To me, it looks like it's 5860, is that
I
correct?
agree, because if you made,
So all paint, labor and material,
Yep.
5860,
and they're just showing this right here, deposit due, and then your completion, and
right?
that equals 5860, so it's gotta be right. And then the comparable 7902, it's not way off.
Well, if you want, you could make a motion to help them with the
Hey,
garage and the paint. And you could get, I mean, this is 75%, it's 58, we do 70%, correct? 70%. Up to $5,000 or 70%.
Yeah.
So, however they want to calculate that, this doesn't matter how they have it written. If the total is 5860, we would do 70% of that, if I understand that to be right.
Are these the only two applications that we have
Yes,
for this year?
correct.
And the deadline was today, right? Or was it?
It was
Like,
Friday, but,
Friday.
Oh,
yeah, I mean, it was, but. yeah.
okay.
But essentially, the deadline is,
Yeah,
we've
yeah.
hit the deadline,
Yeah,
and so
it
we
was
not,
it was originally today when we were meeting, but everybody got theirs in.
okay.
Well, I would make a motion to approve project number 2 up to 70%, not to exceed $5,000.
I'll second that. For roster.
Yeah.
And that's to do the
The
garage, the barn.
Garage barn. I mean, we're not gonna dictate which one he picks. He
Correct.
could pick the more expensive
Yes,
one if he
yep.
chose to,
Yep,
But
but it's
still
not
would
to
be-
exceed, it's still 70%, not to exceed 5,000.
that's correct. Which is our max anyway. That's how it's set up.
Yep.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor? Anyone opposed? All right, that one's carried. So Kim, do you want to call them and tell them then?
Yeah.
And you're gonna tell the first ones, okay, just call them and let them know that they're out of the district. We can help them. Okay,
Oh, okay.
It's not.
Okay.
On that, though, back on that conversation on. What did we budget for spend? For the actual new budget, not carryover?
15,000.
should be 15.
So do we want to discuss? Opening that back up like we did before, we did that once or twice before.
We allocated 15. We've already spent 5 of that 15 elsewhere. This would
That
be,
wasn't carried over, or was
Yep.
it 15 had the carryover?
nope, it was 5 that we did ahead of schedule.
Okay, we have 5 left.
We have 5 left.
But you have no applications or
No,
nothing
right.
there, so you can hold it
We could
until
wait.
next.
Carry that
Yep.
over
We
again.
could carry it over or
I mean,
see what
there's no reason that we're gonna put the budget together in another month. You could
Mhm.
change it then,
Mhm.
if you wanted to lower it or raise it.
Well, you guys have been pretty good about somebody comes in, will wanna do it.
Yeah, because the one year we had
Outside
so
of-
many,
Yeah.
we raised it to 20 and then we brought it back down to 50.
I know, we saw the letter to everything.
Yeah.
No.
So we'll leave that for the budget if we want. Okay. Is the social district, is that turned into, we don't really need to do anything, you just want to inform us about
Yeah,
that?
this is just all the paperwork that I sent
So go ahead
to,
and let's do that right now.
okay, so that's just all the information that was sent over, that's our social district. That was approved by the city council. So, I went ahead and sent it to the liquor control. I talked to her a little bit. Bad news, beer tents cannot be part of the social district. So if you have a beer tent, people have to stay in the beer tent area. Big.
So you can't like serve them a drink. in there.
I did that last time. I did that last month.
it's next to the chair that's gonna fall over.
So is that why, so when I went to the Ox Roast this last year, they have a social district, but they did not have a beer tent.
Yeah,
So that's probably
yeah, probably why.
why. Yeah.
So the reason is, and it does kind of make sense, but it's to help the businesses that are in that social district to make
A little bit of money.
make
Yeah.
some, make some roll.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so that's what, and it was set up basically for COVID, and it's a rollover from that, so if you have a beer tent that's separate from that, you're kind of taken away from the businesses. And
Gotcha. But doesn't mean that you can't leave the beer tent, your glass just gotta be empty, you can walk into any place or whatever.
Yeah,
You
the
get a
social
drink
district can
and then
stay
go
open, but
on.
you can't
But
serve beer under the beer tent and leave the beer tent.
with beer in your
Yeah,
cup,
yeah,
and you can't go into another bar, anybody that serves alcohol with alcohol in your glass, it's supposed to be empty when you go in. entering the beer tent. Okay.
unless. you
Well,
go
or
into
your
the same
place, like
one.
they
Right.
couldn't leave mine or Tank's or anything, walk around and walk into our place with alcohol in their
Oh,
glass.
okay.
Well, they can if they came
Just-
from your place.
Well, that's, yes.
Yeah. But they can't walk in one beer.
Right.
Yeah,
Sorry, I'm just like.
Yeah,
Nip
Nip it in the bud, lady, nip it in the bud.
Self-monitoring, okay?
Oh my gosh, I dove deep down into all this and, yeah.
So could you have, excuse me, like a band playing? Not selling beer in a tent? And allow all you guys to sell beer?
yes,
And then bring it. to
and,
the
and
tent.
walk around.
And then you can walk into the tent.
If you look at the map,
And you could
that area,
have a cup
Yes.
that says Twilligers,
Yes.
Yeah.
and I could only go get more from you.
No,
no.
you can get it from anyone
Yeah.
in the
One-
social district.
You can go into any, you just can't take one from Twilligers and go into Tank.
You gotta
Well,
just
that's what I
chug
said,
it.
didn't I?
No, but
No.
you can't, yeah, you can go to Tanks and get a beer and walk around and walk all through the social district.
You just
but you
can't go into
in
Twilligers
his place.
or into Two Dogs with alcohol from Tanks. Now, if you came in, went into Tanks and got a beer, walked around and then went back into Tanks because it wasn't gun left, that's still legal. You just can't go into other places with a
I'd have
beverage.
to
that-
chug it.
Yeah.
Oh, darn it.
And you're
Or you pay 3 times the amount to get in and get 3 glasses.
So you need one of them hats. On each side, and then we'll build one for the front. Yeah. And then you can get, because there's only 3 places that we sell alcohol, so there you go.
There you go.
So you're gonna have to get 3 different cups? Is that what
No,
you're
no,
saying?
That's just a joke.
No,
So you just have to drink it. As long as
Yes,
you put
correct.
it in with empty thing, then you
Yeah.
can buy it there.
you can
Yes.
buy any of those in the
Yeah.
social district.
Yeah.
But you can't have a beer tent.
Yeah.
And have that part of the social district. It's gotta sell it and it's gotta stay there only. It can't leave.
So the tent can only be for consuming and listening to
Yeah.
music.
Correct.
Well, consuming, the music can be under a tent and doesn't.
Right, but I mean, you're just getting it from somewhere else,
Yeah.
carrying it.
So the
Yeah, if
theory,
you buy it in a tent, you have to drink it in a tent.
so the theory here would be to have a
area
tent
just-
with the music.
Right out.
And then have these guys up their prices and we get.
Oh, and then just take a
And
chunk.
then we get a
Because
chunk
each
of
It was a fundraising thing and
Yeah.
but now we're.
Yeah,
saying
right?
We can't do the fundraising and we're
Yeah.
back
You have
to,
to
do we charge for
Compliment
the?
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you pushed it as, this is a fundraiser and that's what you're doing it for, whatever project you wanna put out there, I mean, you could, at least people would be like, you're ripping us off, if they know that they're actually,
Right.
it's a fundraiser.
Either that or you just, you niche the social district thing for that event,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah.
And we just do the beer tent and it goes on and the beer tent stays the beer tent, the bars stay their bar and you don't social district.
Yeah.
So we gotta.
Now, I do have a question. All right, let's say you go into one of the 3 establishments and you get a drink. Are you allowed to take that drink into the beer tent or no?
No.
Can't even take it up to that.
Even if it's in the social district?
Say you
Correct.
didn't.
You
do
can
it.
go up to the tent,
You sit
but you
outside
can't
of the
enter the
tent.
tent.
But you can't
You
go
hit-
in.
listen to the music outside
No,
the
no.
tent.
Because you're gonna have to, what's gonna have to happen, you're gonna have to have another liquor license.
Yeah.
For that tent.
Correct.
Right.
And
So
then
that's
you got the other
establishment.
places around, so you gotta have a separate liquor license for that tent alone.
So they consider that another
Yes.
business,
Another
but not
establishment,
being,
right.
social district business.
So
Now,
you're just-
can we, if all 3 places that sell alcohol downtown, can we put in for that beer tent license? And then would it be allowed?
No.
Okay.
Cause I asked, cause I said, could we have one of the,
Right.
owners do the beer tent? And she
Right.
said no.
Okay.
Not trying to-
Go ahead.
Better on the phone, every angle.
So our decisions are a beer tent with no social district. Or a band in a tent with a social district.
Right,
Correct.
where people could. put
Or
in-
a social
And then how do
district
we
with
raise
a beer tent and you just can't carry your drink inside, you have to sit outside on the picnic tables provided or something. Outside of the fence.
You can do all 3. You can do it with a social district and have a beer tent. They just can't mix.
Gotta
Yeah.
have like a,
So what's sold in the beer tent stays in the beer tent, period.
So somebody's gotta be there, making sure that they're not bringing in alcohol.
That cup.
Bringing in or
Special
taking out.
cup.
Both.
Right.
Both
Both
directions.
Does
directions.
this,
Yeah.
does this
So-
involve the special cup again?
Right.
Is
Well,
that how
You
you
do have to have a
understand?
special cup for.
Yes.
the
Social district, so you can't
I'll-
fill your
And
special.
a lot of
cup.
times, cause I did a little checking and I know Kim did too. Isn't it, don't they have something that they put on their cup or whatever
Yeah.
saying where you,
Yeah,
Got it
Ben?
from?
Oh,
Yeah.
really? It's like a.
Oh, yeah.
permanent-
yeah. that's
No, like
so
a
that-
sticker.
So it'll have
Can we
like,
get in this
the
really?
idea is to have the DDA social district on the cup. You do it, and then every bar gets a stickers that they slap on when they sell the drink.
Cool.
So that people, so like Frank's gonna know that, that drink came from Mike's,
Yep.
so, sorry, you can't.
Get out.
have mine.
And do they just like layer them on top? Is that how it works? Like, I'm gonna go,
Yeah, the most.
I'm gonna
recent
hit up
one.
every one of these places 3 times each.
What do we project we would be making on this? Like, I don't,
Mike.
Well, it was all open.
oh, I wasn't here for the numbers. Okay.
When it was a free for
Down
all.
now that we gave.
You got a little sheet of paper.
Okay. What do you think, Mike? Is you?
Honestly, if I was gonna do something like this, to
Yeah.
be honest, I would almost take away the beer and the wine in the tent. And then stick to what we were saying. So we charge $20 a person for the whole weekend to get in, they get the thing, and then I like what Mark said about we have, because all of us now have a POS, which we can put on there and still charge $5 or $6 for the cup and give a
Yep.
percentage back to the DDA. Because you're gonna make your money now off of the admittance going in
Which is a
and paying
wristband.
the band. Yes, which will be a wristband and you'll also get the cup.
Okay.
So my thought is if you're gonna have a social, you gotta have the cup. So the way to get the cup, you gotta go into the tent to get the cup. Then you can go in and then you can go and do whatever you want.
But there's no beer in that tent.
It's just a.
Right.
You're just buying your social event.
Right.
Which
From
would
the
save it,
tent.
which would save us a lot
That
of
makes
overhead
sense.
too.
That would be unless you wanted to go the other way. And the only problem with going the other way, me, myself, I would be thinking the hell with it, do it and take chances. But there's always the people around here that are watching and saying, I seen such and such do this,
Yeah.
I seen such and such do that. It falls back onto the DDA, which is throwing the thing on, which is not a good.
Could
Well,
we
and-
make the area though with the viewing area small and then there'll be a lot of area around that you could stand out in the social district and drink? Like you could still see the band? but
You just
the
couldn't
band might
be in the
tent?
street. What were the rules? You couldn't stand in the street, you
If
had to
the
be on the
street is closed,
sidewalk.
You can be. And the
Which it will
street
be.
will be closed with the car.
You can literally go, you'll be able to hear the band.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, make the viewing area, since you can't drink in there, a little shorter, and so then there'll be more area for people.
Social
to-
part. But if you don't have beer and wine in there, you can take it in the tent. Right?
Yeah.
So
You can
there's
take
that.
anything into the tent.
But you couple the cup and the
Right.
social district with the weekend band. Is that, okay?
Yes.
So now you're talking, so now could you talk about just having one band to cover the weekend and the cup? Like, would that, I'm just trying to get a feel for, if I get this band, which is essentially gonna get me into the band,
Mhm.
my cup is getting me into the district, right? And getting
Mhm.
me a possible discount
Mhm,
is how we talked about it
Mhm.
before, but
mhm.
maybe
And
that's,
everybody has to know, like you're saying, is that it's going for a fundraiser for the DDA. So what you're saying is, yes, that wristband will get you into the tent for the bands and socialize and everything else. And then you just have to go to the bar to get your drink or wherever you want to go.
can we still make enough money to pay for the bands without the booze?
Yes,
At $20 a pop.
yes, we could.
So basically your wristband is getting you in the social district to get your drinks.
And your cup.
And your cup, you're still gonna have to pay for your drinks.
You gotta
just like
pay
you
for
went
your
in
drinks.
No,
But
but
you
I'm
had to
gonna-
do that
Right,
anyway.
that's what I was,
So-
exactly what she said was what I was thinking.
Well,
So
this way
the
still.
Key to that, Mike, is
You get a weekend of entertainment and this special cup collector's
Yep.
edition. Social district cup.
The first ever.
Inaugural, yeah, inaugural.
Please, collector's edition cup, $20 and a weekend of music.
Mhm.
And now I get to stand outside and go in anywhere I want and listen to music. And if the road's closed, I can stand in the road with my drink
Yeah.
and dance or whatever.
And bring a lawn chair.
And it'll be
Yeah.
cheaper, because you guys will be supplying the beer, we're not gonna have to get the kegs.
Well, that also
Right.
helps
Yeah,
with people.
that-
who
you guys-
don't wanna
overhead's
pay
gonna be-
that.
Yeah, yeah,
The
yeah.
source for that was also to make the money there
Right.
too. I mean,
Right.
that was
They're
the
not
whole
getting
purpose.
free.
But we still
Well, I
would
think
with the
when
$20.
you're buying the
All right,
Yeah, cause
You
my
still
real
will.
estate company would
But-
absolutely sponsor. the
who's
cup.
got a pen? And a back paper. All right, so if we go, the cost of the band's at 2,400. Then we add 1,700 for the tent, tables, chairs. If we decide to even go with them, I'm just going. And $800 for the cups even before, that's $4,900.
Mhm.
Okay, and then if we divide that by 20. That means we gotta have 245 people in there to break even
For the
for the whole weekend.
Oh, for all
Oh, you,
Thursday, Friday.
Yeah.
you're definitely gonna.
Yeah.
pay more
Oh,
than
yeah.
that.
That's, I'm just saying, that's for
Yeah.
Friday and Saturday.
And that's with you guys giving us some back
Yes.
too for the
Yes.
alcohol, so I
Yes.
feel like it's helping you guys a lot,
Absolutely.
really.
So if you do it, you're 245 people down from basically breaking even on everything that you have.
You get 1,000 people over the weekend.
Right,
Holy shit.
But they have to
Right.
pay the
I would say
$20.
800 is probably a good number at least.
my thought under this whole thing was thinking if we have the pancake breakfast. Then we tie in the car show,
Mhm.
then we also tie in the car show out at the Legion to get people in for the whole day.
Yes.
We tie it all in, and then with the beer tent starting at 3 o'clock. Couple of the other things that I was throwing around thinking about was getting a hold of Arnold Amusement. And just seeing if they had just a couple of kiddie rides that they'd be willing to bring down for Saturday in the morning, just for kids to ride on
Mhm.
for free if they don't, because they're right over here in Williamston and I know them pretty good. If they had a couple little kiddie rides to bring down just for the kids. One of the other things that we have to discuss is you're talking about kids. So we gotta talk about what's gonna be our under
Oh.
21 not allowed in there anymore. Because,
What time frame?
yes, but you know,
Oh, so the social district, you can't,
No, that doesn't have.
that has nothing to do with it.
No rule.
I'm talking about the beer tent.
but if you're not
I'm
having,
just gonna say, but if you're not gonna have alcohol in there,
they can jam all night.
the kids, if they want, can come in. I'm talking,
You have to offer it almost like, how do you, like, if I walk down there with my two younger girls.
Right, that's what I'm
$60.
saying. I was, now see,
So that
to me, I don't know if I would charge for the kids.
Right.
But I think with me, they would have to be with an adult that's
Mhm.
paying.
Mhm.
They can't just come in from
Mhm.
off the street, some
Yeah.
18, 19, you're trying to make money.
Yeah,
So that's another thing that this throws a loophole in. Because before this came up that we can't, I was thinking that 8 o'clock.
You could do wristbands though, for 18 to 21 for $10.
I wouldn't even
something,
do,
and you
I
could
wouldn't
get- you
even
could-
do, I wouldn't even do a
you're only gonna
wristband for them.
serve to your wristbanded people
But I'm
that,
like,
Cause it helps out on the,
Yeah.
it
ID
helps
checking.
out on the people working in the establishments that they don't have to sit there and check IDs if they have that wristband on. Now you're talking about two different kinds of wristbands.
That's what I was saying. I was just thinking you could charge a lesser amount and,
that's what I
and
was
really
wondering
promote it
too.
that it could come down.
And then you'll at least get money.
Yeah.
Say, for instance, you got
You
like,
don't wanna cut, in my opinion, you don't wanna cut out 18 to 21.
No,
no,
no.
not,
I'm just
or
And
in a
throwing
make
it
some
out
money
there.
on it.
'Cause they're-
Well, they're
they're
the
gonna
ones
come
that's gonna be
down.
here more than anybody.
They're gonna
The
come down.
45-year-old dude's going
Going
home.
home.
And the 65-year-old guy.
9 o'clock.
And you know what you do, and that's maybe a future conversation about like what you could do to market it to that age group that can't be in there drinking, other than the bands, which is great, but.
Well, you know what the hell they're gonna do, just like I was
I
done when I was
Brought
at.
your
it.
dad.
I'd be going out to my car.
But I'm just saying, like, maybe there's a way to,
Vaping.
maybe there's something else you can like bring in. Like you're talking about Arnold Amusement, so then maybe you.
I was just thinking about that for
That's a
something for
good
them to
idea.
do during the pancake while the car show's going, because how many kids do you have?
Like a
The
bounce
pancake
house or-
breakfast or something,
Or
you
the
know, boom.
slide or something like that, that is all ages.
But I was just thinking, Arnold, if they had a couple of just little kiddie rides that they can just bring down there, they've had them, we can set them down there on the cement slab or right down there in the drive right there or something. Just something a little extra. We do a cornhole tournament in the tent itself, you know?
So these wristbands you get from the beer guy.
Yep.
So could you get two different color wristbands?
Well, what I would probably do in that regard is go out and buy just go on Amazon and buy some funky, weird ass
Okay.
color that you can't
I
go to the
I
store
like
and
the
buy.
idea of, so 21 to 18, anything 21 and under, no, 20 and under
$10.
gets a $5.
Under
$10.
21.
Yeah, any
Under
under 21
to a
gets a
certain age, and then after that certain age, they can get it free or
free, and it
whatever.
doesn't matter. Because those kids are gonna eat too. I mean,
Yeah,
that whole
yeah.
group and then drink pop or whatever
Yeah.
and cheat their
Absolutely.
beer, whatever they wanna do,
Well,
but.
It has to be a
So what I was
slam.
thinking with the
It could
cup,
come with something.
so we're talking about the admission in a cup, but the cup maybe could be for beer or pop.
Cause your
Yeah.
band is what's
Because-
getting it filled.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So if you
Yeah.
say $10 and you get pop, is it that cheap?
I get $2.50
But
for a
like,
pop, but I mean,
So you're taking,
Let's say-
say 10 or 50 cents off it or something, make it $2.
right, but I'm just.
If they
saying-
have a
What-
wristband.
What
and
I'm
they're under-
saying is, for this event, because it's going for a
fundraiser.
fundraiser, we up our prices just for this weekend. And then we take that extra money, we set up amount, and you get a printout, a readout of what, how much you sold and
You do
everything
the
else.
special menu
then you
thing
do.
or whatever.
Well, I wouldn't worry so much on the food, I'd be more about the drinks.
Okay, got you.
And the cups.
So you're gonna sell,
So we
The people
we
with-
bump it up, up a little bit and then give extra to the DDA. And it gives you a printout and everything right there.
with their-
Cause right now, yeah. Cause right now, the three bands that we have to discuss about, and I've also got pricing on the cups. That we can go through too. I mean, like you said, 245 would cover. 245 people would cover what we have. That's at 20.
200, yeah, just on the 20.
That's just at
And then
20.
the drinks are extra.
So that'll cover, and you'll get, most likely, you're gonna get more than that.
Every couple is $40.
How many you think
I
you
think
see your
we-
band
Well, I was gonna say,
You're
I think you're gonna see 800 people at least,
Throughout the whole weekend.
I think,
Maybe more.
I absolutely agree.
maybe more.
So if
But I
we
would
run
say,
it-
I would say that would be my, for sure, like, unless
So
we get really. crappy
If we
weather, that's
run
what
this
we're
all
doing.
together and promote this.
Yeah.
Pancake breakfast, car show at the Legion. Tent down here, social district, bands in the tent, being able to walk around. We'll have to get with Two Dogs and see what they want to do, but I think if the three of us get together and we come up with an agreement that this is what it is, because not only you're gonna make the money off, but you're also gotta think about the food and everything too, that everybody's gonna be putting out, including PDPs
Mhm.
right there.
Yep.
Cause they're, let them take pizza, anything that they want, even if somebody wants to go down there and flip burgers or whatever. I mean, maybe the Lions Club would like to make some money off this thing too.
And the
Keep it
bigger
all,
picture,
keep
we're
it all
bringing-
local.
We're
Mhm.
bringing people in.
Absolutely.
I mean,
yeah.
And they can get alcohol or pop, is what, right? Because there's gonna
Depending
be
upon your
alcohol, there's
color
gonna
of
be
biscuit.
adults, huh?
Depending upon your color. of
Well,
biscuit.
even if you're 21 or over and they
Yeah,
don't
you still
drink,
might
you can
not
still
want that,
get,
right.
yeah,
Oh,
you
yeah,
might not
yeah.
wanna drink. Okay.
Now, I'm gonna throw this out there, and I don't know. What happens if we go with two different color glasses?
that's what I think too.
mean,
Because,
that's
The younger
it-
glasses.
but the only thing is, if you go with the drink, like a one color cup, what's gonna stop that kid from going and
Well,
getting a pop, going
Yeah,
to the
it'd
store
have to be two
and
different.
filling it
colors.
in and
That's what I'm
drinking,
saying.
which it's,
Yeah.
That's.
then it
no,
falls back on the people, well, you're serving them.
Yeah.
No,
Or
we're
you can
not.
get
You know,
the $21 cup at the end of the night when somebody's
Right.
21 and they're leaving the cup because they're drunk or something, and you know what I mean?
right,
it's like a
I'd say
cruise,
one
you get a
cup.
cruise. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, and then one more thing that I'll bring up real quick, are we gonna, because if the tent's right there, the beer, the bars are, popping, are we having cars in and out of that parking lot too?
Mhm.
Yeah, so.
But
okay.
that's not part of the social district. The
Mhm.
parking lot is not part of the social district.
Okay, just the
So
front.
they
The
can't
front.
walk around in the
Okay.
back of the bars.
they
Okay.
almost gotta walk out in front and come
Yep.
down the sidewalk right there by PDPs.
Okay, perfect, yep.
Which will have
The-
signs and.
Yep.
stuff that
Keep
will-
it
Okay,
in
close
the
by
area.
that area, yep,
And
okay.
number
I like
one
that.
is the
I was
reason
like,
what you were saying is because it is, could be a a hazard for people walking out,
Absolutely.
somebody coming around, boom.
Yep.
So, yep.
So now looking at this, since this is a little bit different, what kind of manpower do we need for the social district versus? We talked about how much manpower we would need for the beer tent. Now we're not talking about having that, it's just gonna be the band under there. So what kind of people, bodies, what do we foresee that to look like?
Well, if you're gonna have this, and you no longer are selling, you're not gonna sell inside, you can basically get away with two
Far
people.
fewer people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
two people at the front, but I would suggest that the establishments that are serving the alcohol have somebody at the back door.
Absolutely.
So people don't walk out with it to get us in trouble, get anybody else in trouble, and they have to go out through the front.
Yep.
Out to where the social district is at. So as far as manning it in the tent itself, probably just a couple of people just kind of watching while they're sitting in there drinking their drink or whatever. Just that nobody's handing something over the fence or serving to this and the people at the front.
How do you see giving out these cups and the wristbands and
If
stuff?
that would be up to
Where,
the,
where,
Establishments.
where?
where you come
We
into the
need a
tent.
checkpoint, the one or two
you-
people.
When you
So
come
you-
into the tent,
Yeah.
you pay your money and you'll get this is just me. If you're 21 and older, you'll get a certain color cup and a certain color wristband. If you're under, you'll get a different wristband and a different cup. That way, nobody is gonna be responsible for this and that. You know, if somebody, because if they want us, if somebody wants to spend an extra $20 and slide this kid a cup or whatever, now they got the wristband on too. You got two ways of
Verification.
guarding it.
That's who's responsible.
Mhm.
And it also keeps the people that just wanna go into the establishment not having to pay.
Yeah,
Yes.
right.
They don't
You're
wanna participate in the bands and, they can go in there, don't buy a cup, don't do anything, you're not gonna be able to walk out.
Yep.
So, I mean, like the patios.
It's kind of the same way when we shut the street down for the bottom of the hill blues.
Mhm.
I let people come into the bar because you can't stop them from coming in.
Right.
And I only did when they walked out onto the street with the wristband on. This is gonna be the same thing. You're gonna have people
Mhm.
wanting to get the gas and go out and party on the tent, even if they have to go walk back into the bars and everything else.
Yeah.
We cannot have a waiter and waitress service out there also. Right.
No.
Do you see any drawbacks or do you think there's any way of getting these cups and wristbands out prior, like early registration and that stuff? What I'm seeing is a lot of, right at the beginning, it's gonna be a lot of line waiting.
But it's
Yeah.
gonna be easy because it's just gonna be $20, check the ID, give them a
Yeah.
cup wristband.
I feel like we
maybe
need a lot of
that's-
people and shorter.
maybe
lines
that's-
of people
maybe
that
that's
are
where we
in
have
the.
Yeah.
We
right,
just set up
open.
a table out in the district,
Right,
Yep.
but
two
I
or
just
three
think,
of them,
I just think we need.
3
yeah.
locations, and
A
you
lot of
come and
people
get
for sure,
at that
sure, I
table,
agree with that.
you're taking the cash, you're giving them their cups and their
We could-
wristbands in 3 or 4 locations
You
But I
could,
in the district.
you could set one up, and that's a great idea. 'cause
At
You
the
could set
tent.
one on the tent,
One
you
in-
could set one up over by Tanks, and you could set one in between us,
and one up
and right there,
at Rich's,
yeah,
have one set up there somewhere.
right.
Cause the
And then-
street's closed, so
Or two
just set
dogs,
one
sorry,
up, and then you have 2 people at each
Right.
one, and then they're
Yeah.
collecting the money, and then have a central location where the money goes.
And I think you'll get a lot more bodies willing to help because it's a shorter thing.
Yeah.
Right.
And then you
Yep.
just do shifts for the
Yep.
1 to 2 people or whatever, or maybe someone doesn't care and wants to sit down there. Do we get in free?
Just the volunteers.
We get free.
All I know is I'm bringing free.
Yeah, let's go.
So how do you like politely stop people that are just kicking the can, like hanging around, like ask them for a
There's nothing you
donation?
can do.
Yeah, nothing you, I mean.
I've
they
had
can-
it,
They can,
they do it. I mean,
Yeah.
if it wasn't for your husband and you over there at your place when we used to do the blues and people sitting over there and setting up chairs and
Yeah.
everything. I mean, I used to have people setting up chairs, bringing their coolers in, setting up chairs on the
Right
outside. There's
outside.
nothing, there's really nothing you can do except for be like, really, it's a charity. We're trying to do something nice, trying to. But other than that, there really isn't a whole lot you can do.
I think I did that with my kids once, because they couldn't come in. So I'm
But,
sorry.
you know, no, that's- but
I
you-
didn't-
you
But
did-
I didn't even realize. like, I
But you
didn't
just,
really
you
think
just,
about
that's
it.
something that you just have to, when you do something like this, you're gonna have it no matter where you go.
But if you'd have come over to me and been like, hey, this is a paid, you wanna make a donation, this is a fundraiser, blah, 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 I'd have
That's a
thrown in
good,
money.
you can do that,
Like,
yeah.
I'm not, I don't think everyone's
No,
a
I
jerk.
don't, I never knew that was a charity. I mean, I don't know where I've been, but.
Oh, you mean at the bar?
No, you
Oh,
pay-
it wasn't a
he's saying
charity,
you-
trust me,
you
the
had to
amount of money
pay.
and everything we paid up for those bands, oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
So I don't think I always thought, I
No,
think
it's
it was
fine.
just 21 and
Oh.
that was more of it. I don't think I ever paid a lot of attention.
So what do we need to do to move forward?
You just have to get out some details of what exactly you guys wanna do. As far as the social district, it's done. You are a social district. Now the bars have to go in and apply for their license.
So let's try to iron most of this out between now and the next time we meet. And we'll go
Cause we
into,
gotta really
we'll
jump
go
on
into the advertising
advertising.
business
Can we talk about?
after
the-
next meeting.
Mhm.
I think.
I
by
think-
next
I think
meeting,
we all
we'll
got
be
that kind of the idea now, right?
Finalizing everything.
Yeah.
Pretty much now.
Now, what we
With our
have,
new set of rules.
what we have right now is I went through, looked up and everything, got a lot of people giving me feedbacks on this and that, these different types of bands. I come up with 2 bands and Gail came up with one. The 2 bands that I like are local. And I like them because they are local.
I
And
like
that's-
that one too.
And it's just that I like to keep things in the area. One band will be playing on Friday night. They'll be basically playing from like 7 to 10:30, right in there, per se. Off the ledge, I think is what it is, but I'm just gonna.
It
Yes.
is.
Yeah.
I've been trying to get it.
Eric is great. I've had Eric at the bar. He's really, really good. So, and then moving and then having Tad and the Fat Cats on Saturday from 4 to like 7. And then having Global Village in on Saturday night. Now, Global Village is a little bit more than what our the budget calls for. So Gail is out looking for sponsors, so we don't go over our $2,400 limit that we put out there for the entertainment. Global Village, I've listened to them, heard them, they're very good. They also have, he's got a boy who is in the 8th grade and they have a band. And they have said that they would come in and play from 7:30 to 8:15 while the other band is setting up. Because they're gonna be using their stuff at no cost.
How fun.
So we actually get a little bit more and then it falls into the younger people that want to come in and see them and so on and so forth. And then the cups, I've searched all over. I find a person in town here that does them. And she is gonna cut us a heck of a deal with the cups, depending on what kind of cups we want. What is her name? It's Kyle Morey's wife, girlfriend, who's doing the car show out there. Yes, thank you. Yeah. I know who it is. Yeah.
That's relative.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, now, okay, is she pretty good with this stuff? you know?
really good with the craft.
So she has agreed to do 1,000 cups for like $750. And that's with the DDA logo, which I gotta get an email of that so I can email it to her. And then if we go with, if want to sponsor or whatever, then that'll be a little bit more because they gotta put another logo on the other side. So basically, the
But the
price,
sponsor's paying.
correct?
So like
So
if I
that'll-
came along and said, I'll give you all $750 for the cups, but I want my logo on there, then it's
Exactly.
25 cents maybe or.
Right.
Or
It's gonna
whatever.
cost a little bit more to put another logo on there, but that's gonna be something that you're gonna
So
pay
maybe
for.
like
You're gonna incur
$1,000
that.
sponsor would cover the whole thing and
Correct.
both logos.
Correct.
So let's say Friday night turns out really, really good and we don't have a lot of cups left over.
That's what I
How
said.
quick, how quick, I'm just,
That-
I'm just like,
This is why I said to do
mitigation.
1,000.
Well, and remember, if we keep it to, you know, you can buy as many as you want because you're gonna use them for the
Right.
social district the whole time.
I
So
would buy
buying lots of them at once, which you probably get a better price the more you buy.
Yes,
It's a good idea.
I would
Cause
do
it's
that.
the social district.
I would
help.
Well-
So
But I think that people might bring their cup back.
you can't. You can't reuse a cup.
You need a new
So
cup
when
every
you,
day.
yeah, when you come in, you can't come in with a cup from outside the bar. If you come into.
Yeah, so if
know,
you come in
close.
Friday, you can't bring the same cup
The,
Saturday.
that weekend, but I'm
Oh.
saying
Oh,
like
that week,
other
okay.
social, other days that somebody wants.
Right.
to
Yeah,
go
but
to
We're
district.
just talking about if we're getting clear cups for this or whatever,
Yeah.
hot pink for this one, the next one is gonna have to be blue.
Oh, I
Yeah.
see.
I understand
But
that,
if they
but,
buy a
but if
ticket,
we're expecting almost 1,000 people and we only have 1,000 cups and I run mine over with my car,
buy another one.
Yeah.
Oh. That's
but we
the way that
still
was.
could run out.
Yes,
I
you
think
could.
And then
1,200
what?
would be a better choice for the first round.
But then we also have to look into too, when you're doing this, are we gonna go with two different colored cups? One for the under
Yeah.
and
Yes,
one for the older.
I think so. I
So
think you
we'll have to put
Because
thought into that. I agree.
Cause somebody just brings a cup and if it's a, orange cup, there's no alcohol going in that cup. It's
Right.
always only pop
So
or whatever tea you're popping.
you're gonna whittle down with her,
Mhm,
like a cup price,
mhm.
whether it be,
I've already got the cup price,
okay.
but it just depends on the amount and how thick of the,
I would say we order like 1,500 and you have at least 1,000 of the adult cups and probably 1,200 of the adult cups, 300
Now-
of the minor cups.
if this goes over good. And
If
everything.
it don't, we're gonna have a bunch of cups sitting around.
You know what
Well,
I'm saying? Like the next thing that happens in Laingsburg, you can use those cups because they say social district.
Correct.
So it's not like they're gonna go to waste. It's, I mean, you're gonna use them for this.
What I
event,
was saying-
We're not buying them and throwing them away. We've
Right,
got them
right.
for the next.
Yeah.
And
So
it
what
can
I
be
was
for
gonna
anything.
say is if we do this and this goes over good. And we buy a certain color cup for this deal, well, if we do it next year, we have left over, well, we'll just get the same.
Yeah.
Colored cup, the same everything, and then you just go from there. And add a little bit more, and then if we do another social district around, like you were saying, we'd have to go with a different colored cup. So that they can't continue to bring in the same one or so on.
Well, and the social district is every day,
Yes,
every day. So, if,
You just
3 weeks from now, somebody wants to, he has music on Wednesdays and they want to sit across the street. They can do that. You can use the cup. So, I mean, potentially you don't want to put too much on these cups that you can't reuse. Them. So if you have them left over, you can reuse them for that kind of stuff.
now can we, if we did it and like. Rosemary was saying, they can't bring their cup in for the next social district and use it.
They can't like, say they're down to yours on Wednesday
Yeah.
night. They can't come in on Thursday and use that cup. The social district is always open.
Right, that's what I'm getting at. Right.
So it's always open, so like they can, that night they can go, but the next night, they wanna come the next night and wanna walk across the street, they have a.
They have to come in to keep them from putting it out of their own car or anything
Yeah,
and walking around.
Yeah.
Got it.
I don't understand.
I don't understand that
What
either.
what she's trying to say is that Wednesday night you have a colored cup, okay? Thursday night you have a social district, there's something going on again, all right? What people are gonna do, they're gonna save that cup. And they're just gonna go to their car and they're gonna put their own alcohol into that cup and walk around. By having a different colored cup, they have to go into the establishment to get that different colored cup. They can't bring it in from the night before that they had it to walk around. They have to go into an establishment
She's
and get
saying
it.
that it would be the same color.
yeah, the,
But I think.
with
I
all
think
the
you two are saying
communities
the
that
same
I
thing.
have talked to, is not a problem. No one has had this problem.
Didn't we
where
talk
people
about
are-
stickers or something?
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you
Yeah.
have some off the wall social district night, Wednesday.
Right.
And you have our red solo cup with a sticker on the side, and that's just that night.
Yeah.
You're not
Well,
paying
no, I have-
$20 for that
It
cup.
does have to say the DDA social district.
Sure,
the cups.
so you have a sticker though on it.
Yeah.
On a solo cup or whatever, that is just for that night, and you, I'm missing the part about how they make money off it, I mean, I know it's for them. But is the DDA still making money off these social districts when they don't have an actual organized
By the DDA.
deal?
The cups can be bought by the DDA and the bars can charge
But they.
$1 for the cup.
Well, what I'm saying is then, if you want a cup to walk around outside of anything the DDA has put together, because now we have this district.
Yeah.
And he wants to provide a cup with a sticker on it, so you can walk outside and stand in front of Rosemary's
Yes.
and listen to somebody sing, you could do that.
Yeah,
And
and
then
then
that-
to have the social district cup to
Cup.
be walking around in social.
It doesn't always have to be the same style, same this, same that.
No.
Then
Just
that
has to
maybe
be
that
Wait,
DDA
something.
social district.
then you just have your little, whatever cups you serve outside, and if that's what that person wants to do with it, whatever. If it
Like
sells
some
more, you
communities,
get
the
your-
bars actually own, buy their own cups with the, you
Yeah,
know,
makes
have their
sense.
stuff on it. Some places, the city buys them all and then
Yeah.
gives them to the bars. It's done differently, but it's not a problem. People, there's been.
Is there a lot of
There-
communities in Michigan that?
A
has
lot.
it? Oh,
I
really?
was shocked. I was
Wow.
like, we're the only ones who aren't a social district.
But there's gonna be plenty of opportunity to be social with a cup.
Yep.
That the DDA is not even going to be involved
Yes,
in.
yes.
And so at that point, it's
I mean, it's
whatever.
basically called the City of Laingsburg's DDA social district.
Yeah.
So it's, I mean, it's technically in the DDA district, so
When you talk to these communities, what is their biggest struggles they have, I guess?
none,
Okay,
like people.
so nothing about people drinking too much or is people
Nope,
really?
they have not had
Just- I
any
just was
issues with that,
curious.
they've not had any issues with, you know, like, because some places, you know, at the beginning had very small windows of social
Yeah.
distancing,
Mhm.
and then you see as more people got it, they just left it open, you know,
Yes.
from noon to 11, which is what we did, because it just leaves it open, and
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to do something every time you have an event and you want it to go a little longer or whatever.
Hmm.
So they're like, there's been nobody's, you know, going outside the district, nobody's been sneaking in the cars, you know, it's just
That
not
they
been
know
an
of,
issue.
'cause
Yeah.
it hasn't been an
And I think too, you know, with social district, you know, especially if people don't think of it. So like on normal weekends, people are not gonna go, oh, I wanna go up to the hill and bring my drink up. It just doesn't happen unless there's something going on.
Yeah.
Or you're promoting it. Like Howell, they have a social district all the time. So there's lots of little bars and stuff down Howell. You never see anybody until they have like, they have a
Something
shopping
Yeah.
thing, and then you can go into all the shops with your drink, and that's what everybody goes on to do. So unless you really promote it, it really doesn't get used.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like, you know, we're not gonna have, you know, people sitting up at the top of the hill.
And for this one, oh, sorry, Don.
Well, is the social district in red or white?
The social district is the red part, the common area where you can
What-
take your drinks
what
is the
did you
white
say?
part.
Okay. Thank you.
There isn't any way to tie this into music in the park.
That was just
1:31.
So I'm just
Right.
getting down
Well,
to
you-
the idea of
We could have, we could
It's almost
change it
there.
and bring it down to the park. Take the social district wherever you want it.
Well, I'm just saying on Wednesday nights,
Thursday.
or Thursday nights, yeah.
The other Wednesday.
Another one. I'm just trying to think of other times we could be using this.
Yeah,
And this is a great time, but what other?
another time you could sell a cup.
yeah, I mean, like, you know, the Lions Club, I know was worried about it on Carnival weekend.
Mhm.
I mean, there's lots of social districts that have the same thing in their town and it's not a
Mhm.
problem.
Okay.
I mean, people can still go to the bar, and walk out of the bar and be drunk. You know, I mean, it's
Right.
just, I
They don't need a beer in their
Yeah,
hand to be
they don't,
drunk.
yeah, it's like, I don't see it as an issue and I don't believe it's gonna affect their licensing because it's not their social district. But they're supposed to be letting me know if it was any problems with her. But,
So in
you know,
essence,
can
we
hope
could
so this-
sell cups for music in the park, that they could get alcohol and take it down to the park.
Yeah.
And listen to music.
Right.
But then they're gonna bring their coolers and they're gonna probably,
Which they do already.
yeah, I know, but I just think maybe we get money, it's some money now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
because you think about people who aren't planning to stop and they're like, oh crap, and then
And they're going
And then
like,
they're
where'd
like,
you
"Man,
guys get your
I-
beer?
last
How
time
do you do that?
Yeah.
You should just go down to the bar and walk out with
Yeah.
it. Are you
Yeah.
serious? Yeah, you can do that.
Right.
You just get this cup and then you just go down there and get a
Yeah.
beer and walk back up here. They're gonna go, you're shitting me. And you're like, I'll get arrested. No, that's how it works.
But right now, it's not, the park is not.
The park is not. And I wanna know, I wanna actually ask those questions too, because I have not asked it, if we could have a social district, like the park, it's only social district on Thursday. So that you don't have people going into the park.
Just general.
Yeah.
Just
With no
So,
reason.
yeah, if we could, have an amendment on our social district that says, this is the social district. This is the common area for these hours, this hour, and then this is added on Thursdays nights.
Or only at planned events.
Yeah,
Or
which
something like
you
that.
can do that, but like originally I had behind the PDPs as special event.
Mhm.
Because I wasn't gonna make that the social district, but then once I found out that beer tent can't manage, I'm like, might as well make it a social district. I don't think people are gonna go back there and sit just for the heck of it when it is open, so I wasn't really worried about it. But
If
yeah,
you have something back there, they can.
yeah,
A
yeah,
tractor pull.
yeah, so that's why I was
mean,
like, oh, I'm
whatever.
leaving it in there, but
Mhm.
I don't think anybody's gonna go back and just hang out there
No.
first, when the, in the common area.
When would this, if everything goes, when would the social district start?
We're set.
They're set, it's just waiting for
The
you.
bars
to
have
know.
to get their license.
The reason why I was getting at this is because with the carnival coming up.
Yes, and
But they seemed opposed to the idea of it, opening
Yeah.
up before
But
that.
now
I
it
don't
doesn't
understand
matter,
why.
right?
they think, well, they didn't know. They said, well, we might not, it says you can't have alcohol, but I'm like, it's two different things.
But it was something to do with the international and their governing
That's what I was
body.
getting at, yeah.
It's
But
their
I-
governing body that they were worried it was gonna be a problem, but next year, I mean,
It's two separate things. It's not them having alcohol, so it's our social district,
Right.
so I
No.
don't think that they would have an issue with it. I don't know how they could tell a city they can't do that,
No. No.
So I don't think it's an issue, but they're supposed to be getting back to me
yeah,
to let
but
me
they
know.
seem to be worried about it.
And I think, I get why they're worried, but I just don't see it as a problem because we've always had bars right in the middle of the
Yeah.
carnival.
They take them up the street now as.
I thought you guys weren't gonna be making the money, we'd be taking something, I think there was some thought of that too, and this way it is, it really is actually helping you
Oh,
guys.
yeah,
So
that's
Oh,
what
I
social
think
district
that,
for.
I guess we need to make sure they understand that, because I
Yeah.
think they were worried about that
The
as well.
social district would actually help all three establishments out. Because of the fact, as everybody knows, it's standing room only most of the time in there as it is. So now if they can go out and it would actually, people can walk up and down, it frees up your establishment.
Well, that's,
PDPs
remember,
too, I
you
mean,
just said about,
That's,
you know,
that's like
walking.
giving them an alcohol license without, I mean, they're not
Exactly.
getting money off, but
Yeah,
believe
Yeah.
me, they're gonna walk over and get some pizza.
Yeah.
Right.
You can have a beer with you,
right.
and there's nothing against that. You can sit on their bench out front or on their picnic tables and have a beer and the pizza.
Yeah.
Or a ice cream or whatever.
Yeah, the only thing that, that with the social district, with the other restaurants, is you can't go in their establishment because they're licensed food. But you can go into the hardware with your drink. You can't go into Tammy's or PDP.
But you can sit outside on
Yeah.
Yeah.
a table at
Yeah.
PDP's and order your pizza and get a pizza.
Yeah.
And we're
Take care.
planning on having, putting the tables and chairs. and-
we need a rule book.
Reach your rule book, hand a rule book.
Well, now I'm kidding, like, oh my God.
We'll set up a camera and one of those hoods so that you can go under to look to make sure it was or wasn't
Oh,
a
people
flag.
saying you
Yeah. Was he carrying it? Did he cross the line? Oh, I'm
Replay.
replay official says he's good. All right, so my next meeting, we'll try to have pretty much
Lock it all
fun,
in?
yeah, lock it all in. And then it's just a matter of getting it rolling.
Greg, you're sitting over there quiet. What's your opinion?
He's scared to death.
I think you'll have some people that don't know the rules.
You're always gonna have
You're
that
always
with
gonna have
everything.
it. Um,
Well, another
I
thing
don't
too is I
see it.
have,
hurting too much.
these are what we're looking at as far as the signs. So that they're on the actual sidewalk.
Really?
So that people can't miss them.
I would definitely get Tammy's and Derek's thoughts on it too, just because they're gonna be affected, probably more in a positive way.
Mhm.
But they're gonna have people bringing the cups in there, they need to know how to.
As long as they're empty, they can, but with any alcohol, they just have to ask them to leave.
Yeah,
Yep.
That's permanent.
So,
Yeah, I mean, like signs on the doors saying no alcohol.
Well, we're in the
Social
same boat too.
distancing.
To be legal,
Empty
cups
only.
they, you can't, I mean, if I sold a
I
drink
don't know.
and I had to somebody and they had a bunch of friends next door or just up the hill. They can't take their drink and go into that place legally. They have to either chug it outside, then go in and get one from him to make it legal. It's the same thing with Tammy's. They just can't sell anything.
Right.
And they can't go in there. It's the same thing that we're dealing with too, so that, to be honest, it's gonna take more on us too.
Well,
Because how
especially
do
like on
you-
special events.
Right.
We're gonna have tables and chairs and stuff outside to promote people
Mhm.
to go to Tammy's and sit outside, you know, where they would have a place to. sit.
And to monitor it at our places, it's like, are you gonna be able to monitor if somebody came in with a drink from next door? I don't, you know, it's a lot,
Unless you have doorman, I mean, and that's.
right?
and then, I mean, worst case scenario, what if somebody comes in and shops the event, find out minors have beers?
That-
Who's responsible?
You're gonna have that at
That's-
any time.
Right, well, I'm just saying, with liquor
Yep.
control coming in and check on it.
My understanding that liquor control is less overseeing social districts than other, that's what I'd heard from the work there.
The only way the
Yeah.
liquor,
I mean, because they have not had any issues.
Yep.
the only way the liquor control would be to get in if somebody was to call them and make a formal complaint.
Yeah.
And usually that don't happen unless they got a hair up their ass or something.
About six.
I've got that.
and
Well, I
that,
mean,
and that can happen anytime. on
Anytime, any
anything.
day, anywhere.
because I was shopped for the first time in probably 10 years in October.
Oh, wow.
Somebody came in. So I mean, that's the first time and they said they're going to get out more and start doing this kind of stuff. So that's just my concerns is like,
Mhm.
it's more protection for especially the 3 bars.
Yeah, that's what, yeah, us making.
I'm
sure
out,
that our employees
I don't worry about it because I'm out of the district, so.
Are not afraid to.
The cups, the
ask.
band,
Yep,
the whole shebang.
Yeah, you got the wrong band, wrong cup, well. Wait a second, what's going on here? You
I
guys?
mean, other than that, I think it will be helpful for everyone.
Give me-
What's your newsletter?
Isn't that it?
Yeah, DDA newsletter. What do you need?
It's in
I
there.
saw it online, looks. good.
134.
Yeah, but what do you,
You just want us to see
you,
it?
what do you need?
Just to prove it.
I need a motion.
Let's all get one, okay.
Yeah, I need a motion. You just need a motion to approve it?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's,
okay.
that's what's gonna go around.
That's
now.
all I'm asking.
Did anyone give you one?
Yeah, that's it.
Do you have a motion?
No,
Okay, so moved.
there you go. And a second?
Second.
There, you got a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
Nope.
The April newsletter has been passed. It can go out just the way you printed it. Hometown decoration. We need a approval on that.
It's right in, it's only $25 more than what we budgeted for. So I make a motion that we approve.
Support.
A second, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Decorations, Boyd Landscaping,
So Boyd Landscaping is an increase of. Oh, shoot, I should've done the math. So,
300?
yeah, about $300. 250.
we can have a 10-day deal over the flowers if we want, or we can just tell them, let's get it done.
20 plants may be added in various locations to help fill in voids for an additional $885.
I think
We've been doing that.
We
though.
did that,
have
we did it
done it.
once,
I thought we did it twice,
well, maybe
I
twice.
think we've done it more than once.
but we did
I
a lot
don't
of
know.
plants, I thought,
Yeah,
and we did bulbs.
we
So we
did,
would have
we
to
did a
be-
lot of
yeah.
bulbs
Yeah,
a couple of years.
so did we skip?
I think we skipped, unless unless we think there's a lot of voids, I don't think there.
I think we need to pay more attention this year
There's not.
to like spots.
Yeah, I feel like I
There you
heard
go.
nearly
You're
nine
making
hundred
it.
dollars.
You're on the committee. to make sure That the flowers come out of the
I'll do
ground.
that.
After the social
I think we'll
district,
do
they're
that.
gonna get
You're
trimmed.
gonna-
Save the money.
Well, like, cups
$885 for 20 plants
seems
ridiculous. But hey,
So just do the increase.
the
I
8,100.
think we
So-
do the 8,100 for the season, which is within our budget.
That a motion.
We still make a motion though.
I'll make a motion that we approve.
Okay. In a second,
I'll second.
in a second. All in favor?
Uh,
Anyone opposed? Boyd's taking it out.
I have a question about this, so I wonder, at what point do we do a bid out?
Check.
Yeah, like, I feel like.
We haven't done one in a long time.
Yeah, I
And
think that maybe in the fall, we consider doing a bid for the spring. I feel like it's not now, like.
Yeah, we're late.
We're gonna,
We're too
yeah,
late
we're
to
too
be
late
put
for,
around.
for now, but I think either
it's
at
probably
budget
a pretty
time
good
or
idea.
fall.
It
time,
doesn't
if we
hurt
just
to
do-
check.
And it might turn out that it's the same person, but
Yeah.
this way we've
Gotta
checked
do
it.
that on your shirt.
We have a list of what they're doing, so we can bid it to someone else.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, we have his bid. so-
Yeah.
Yeah,
And the price. We just cross it
Well-
out and go bid it. So match on Main is the only other thing that's left. Is that right? Do you guys have anything out there in the audience? Or you just
Maggie?
sitting in the dark being?
I'm all excited that I can drink a beer and get my hair cut. Actually, was here for the library meeting at 7 and I had to put up with listening to you.
Hence, we will keep you quiet then.
No, on that social, I'm not, I really think it's a very good idea and I think with Laingsburg, we could kind of police our youth. We know who they are and who they're not. And I personally wouldn't have a problem with like tipping some kid's beer over because he's not of age and then having to go tell his mom, not a problem. I'm just wondering, have you talked to other cities about their, because they do this in Midland?
Yep.
And I've been there quite a bit and it works beautifully.
Yeah.
She said every single place that she's called, she said, we're the only one that doesn't have it.
And they're
So,
really
yeah.
good at that.
Glad I came in for that.
The only thing I have is card show stuff is going out. It's been out in emails, so check your guys' emails, just make sure. I know I sent some out there. The only thing I am waiting on is the Porter Johnson's gotten back with us. Normally for the pancake breakfast, we had 2 last year. I'm thinking we might want 4. So I might bring that to the DDA, just as if we need them for that weekend. If we need to, but,
Good idea.
okay,
Okay,
so I'll get you a price and have that for the next meeting at least.
all right.
So I have.
So, match on Main. There is 3.
Yeah.
Frank is one of them. Dawn is the other one, and then PDP's is your third.
we can only submit 2.
You can only submit 2. Did you try it last year? Yeah. And
Yeah.
didn't get
Right.
selected. And this is your first try,
Yep.
and PDP's, PDP's has been our district all along. And he's never done anything or asked for anything. So, to me, he's paid the taxes the whole time. So and you guys do whatever you want, this is just my opinion. So when I would rate them, that's how I would put, okay, he's never asked for any money and he's paid the most amount of money, pretty much because you guys are new.
Yep.
Somewhat. So he's paid the most amount. I would weigh that as a little higher on your chart, that's all. My opinion.
Should we
I
also
have a
weigh what impact on the community, what they're doing?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We can
absolutely.
weigh on
Yeah.
anything,
Yeah, it doesn't matter, yeah. I mean, he's mostly trying to get a couple of
Ovens.
new ovens, it sounds like. So he needs help with that. It's so for his building to be all screwed, not gonna really happen. It's for some ovens. So it's gonna help him in the business, and he's been here a long time. But you're not gonna get a big splash. The other two are probably looking for a little more splash outside, I would assume.
Well, it's,
But
you know,
help
You
also.
also have to look at what the MEDC likes to do too. They like to help businesses keep going that are there, keeping them moving and making more money and staying afloat. And helping, you know, newer businesses, you know, get going and keep going.
Mhm.
So, you know, you guys have your criteria of what you want to do, but the MEDC will also look
Mhm.
at a fully, implemented application. You know, if it's done well, it's written well. You know, we have to put our own part in, but they're potentially looking at the application, so.
Kim thought his application was very
Yeah.
well done.
His was very well
I
done.
thought they
They
all
all
were.
were, they were
yeah,
all,
they're
We've
all-
gotten them before.
yes, yeah.
They were just
Yeah,
bad.
you're comparing some years before, yeah.
So when
They are
I
the
saw
good.
these, I was like, oh, no.
Yeah, I know,
This is
I know.
gotta be-
And I don't wanna be involved at all.
That's exactly what I was thinking, Don. I was like,
Well,
I'm here, but like, I don't wanna vote, yeah.
Well, you can.
Okay, yeah, okay.
You gotta abstain, so.
Yeah.
So-
I know, I think I changed the meeting, cause I'm like, we're not even
Talk
gonna
about it
have a.
now.
But you can
talk
have your
to this
opinion still and,
Yeah.
and, yeah.
It stinks. The
Yeah.
whole thing stinks.
Yeah.
I want us all to go. I'm so bummed.
This year is going to be very competitive. It's the only one they're doing this year. It has changed where the money comes from, so it's gonna be way more competitive. It's only once, so they're gonna be really, you know. We gotta really think hard because sometimes there were 3 in a year, so yeah, it's gonna be very competitive this year.
And like she said, who
And we
knows,
need a lot in this community. We've got a lot of. it.
yeah, who knows what'll happen next year. I mean, that's another.
Right.
Yeah.
Could you just
I have a
highlight
question. Oh.
each one and what they're doing? Cause there was a lot in here.
PDP's one, oh,
So,
Yeah.
so start with the first one's Frank's, I guess. What-
Yeah.
Yeah, Frank, just go ahead and tell yours.
Yeah, so obviously there's a lot of literature in here.
Yeah.
We had to fluff it a lot. But what we're looking to do is do an 8-foot garage door out the front. So that there you can walk in between a lot easier when the front is open. And then it also creates a breeze throughout. If you go to Reno's North, that's a great example. And one of the bids that we got was the construction team that did Reno's North. And then also doing one in the back section, we've put a small deck. If you guys drive out to where the parking lot is, we've done a small deck out there, but we'd like to do a larger deck out there in time. But we haven't quite got there yet. But we did include that garage door in the back as well. So that we can have 8 additional tables potentially back there and stuff, but a garage door in the back as well. Okay, yep,
And that's your whole match, I mean, of the door. Oh.
yep, the construction of the elimination of the brick was a part of it. Like for example, Conklin was comfortable doing that part, but not the garage door part.
Right.
So then he had to get with the garage door guy and get that bid. So his bid is like a twofer, if you will, but yeah.
Does she have to recuse herself?
No, because they don't have to pick me.
Yeah, Conklin was one of the bids.
They
We did
show
get
up and
3.
bids all the
Yeah.
time, but.
Yeah.
I know. I'm just asking.
So then,
Dawn, you wanna just?
tell us
give-
about
yeah.
your,
Yeah.
yes, please.
So mine, there is a 4-inch difference from one side of the salon to the other. So basically where the railroad tracks came through, the floor kind of slanted that way, hence why we got the exterior wall done as well. So my wheelchair clients, that's kind of a hazard if they don't have the brakes on. They have went to the other side a little bit. But we got the sidewalk in the back is ADA approved now, and that's what we did so people can come through the back. And then we just want to get that floor in the salon part. Basically, I think that the joists are gonna have to be whatever it's called.
Lifted and
Yeah,
fixed
and
or
fixed
whatever,
and everything,
yeah.
so it's a pretty big job. we are opening a plant store. I don't know if everyone knows that. We're doing that hopefully next month. It'll be plants with flowers with Lakeside Garden, and that's what we're doing in the back. So that is basically to help get us some of the, I know that we're gonna already open small scale, but then I was asking for a little bit of help with, the startup costs because we're gonna, like, expand.
Okay.
And then we wanna have kind of, I wanna do, eventually classes outside, like to do, like plant classes, people have asked me, you need to do a plant class, you need to do this, you need to do that, and it's just so small back there, I'd like to expand that outside, so. That was just like getting the outside nice with the, benches and stuff like that, and then people for the carnival and everything else, they can use those benches as well, you know, at least everybody can use them. Come right up there.
So will she get rated, like she's bringing another business in, she's bringing in more employees, was she, is that part of the rating scale?
No.
No.
No,
So what's on the rating scale? Like, how are they gonna decide?
It's a lot. I mean, they take into consideration for a lot of things, but, I mean, if you look at what our, new businesses coming in or adding to your business is one. New businesses opening is a big one. I mean, all three of these are like prime, for it.
Yeah, we're gonna add jobs, you're gonna add
Yeah.
jobs.
Yeah, and
So
like.
that was
even
on it last year.
PVPs, Them
Yeah, that was a
keeping
big
a
deal.
business that's going, I mean, he makes a very good case of the money that he is gonna save by putting these ovens in also. It's gonna help his business. And he's got down there pretty well and it's gonna help. So they're all three of them are exactly what they're looking for.
What's the dollars for each one?
It's 25. Oh, what? I mean, they only give 25,000.
Okay. But like PDP's ovens, how much are those?
This said 27.8, almost 28,000.
So they're all utilizing the most.
Yeah,
We're using,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
there's nothing
mine was
that-
too, mine was right around the 30-ish
Okay.
total.
And so then the one that we submitted last time for, so we submitted two, did we
It was
submit
mine.
yours last?
Mine and
time? Yep.
Reform Wellness and Reform Wellness.
Yeah.
Stephanie got
Oh,
it.
that's right. It's Rich's before.
And mine was before we did the exterior wall and the roof. And I think, so we were trying to get help with that as well as the floor then.
Yeah.
And then we're like, well, all right, well, we gotta get this, gotta do that, gotta get it done, it's gonna sink.
Which I like to see that too, people that are actually getting money into the building,
I know.
they like to see that too. Which is one of the questions that they ask, what are you doing?
So why didn't they approve Dawn's before?
They don't tell us why.
Like,
they
you have
don't.
no idea why.
No.
Yeah, well.
Like, this is the criteria that was, yeah.
It was
Never.
that didn't, you know what
Tell
I mean?
ya.
Because did Bonnie and Lucille get one also? So then I was thinking like, maybe it's because it was another salon and they already did a salon in Laingsburg, like, man, it would be
No.
nice to
There's
know.
been three,
And it's
right?
different people that
Yeah,
do this every time.
There've been
Okay.
3 or 4
What?
that we've received. So
Three.
Rich, but there's 3, right?
Three, yeah.
Yeah, 3 have been,
Four, 'cause you got it.
I got one.
4.
Yeah, so that's four. So I'm saying there's like not very many people left.
So there's been 4, so that's $100,000
Yes,
that's been,
that's why I'm like, it's gonna be really good this year. I mean, just because we've gotten so many, we are one of the only ones that are RRC in Shiawassee County, so that helps us. But.
Why can't 2 or 3 go through?
They only allow two.
Two,
No, I'm saying, why can't
Oh.
3 people win?
Cause they made rules.
yeah.
So I'm with you on PDP has not, like, I don't think they've applied to anything at DDA ever at all either.
Ever.
So should we
It
start
doesn't
making
mean he'll
motions?
get, it doesn't mean he'll get the money either.
No, it doesn't. It just
Right.
means that he's one of the
Right,
two
that you're,
spots that we're moving forward.
right.
And I feel like in fairness, that I would want to see PDPs considered for one of the applications. Although I'm not sure why Derek's not here talking about it tonight.
Is this fair?
Yeah,
Is-
that.
Is there any other pool of money that this group is authorized to?
Not
Grants.
DDA.
is there something facade wise that we have this $5,000, it's whoever doesn't get it, we can fix.
The only thing is you don't
Getting
know
it
who's
doesn't
gonna get it.
mean, so passing by this.
Yeah.
Here doesn't mean that that they're gonna get it at all.
Oh, so there's
Yeah.
a chance
Yeah.
that we can progress.
We could all say,
We
we
could-
could
we
vote
could
them all
all-
three
we
in
could
if you
say all
could,
three.
it doesn't mean you're gonna get any
It
money.
means nothing. They
We
make
can't.
decisions.
Three.
Right, I said.
Two.
Be the devil's advocate, and everyone's gonna tell Derek this, but do you think if we put him in there? That someone that doesn't know our community is gonna think pizza ovens are a good choice?
The other,
they
the other
will.
gal got,
I think so, okay.
I would say.
Yeah.
right,
I
she,
mean, it's a, I mean.
yeah, she got some tanning beds and did that other stuff, so it really doesn't matter what they're applying for.
Somebody to get it.
Where
We
is
might
that?
have to like-
Right.
Yeah, no joke. Now I vote for you if you had.
For
tanning
her.
beds.
We have plans.
So, yeah, okay, so we're 50% of the way there, if you're willing to make that a motion.
Okay, I would like to hear whatever people.
Anyone else? Yeah,
I'm not.
an opinion?
Does that-
I like the PDP's
I
one
do
just for
too.
the length of time they've been in the district.
I do too.
And he has never applied for anything.
Right.
And again, it doesn't mean he's going to get it, it just
No,
gets in the
I also
running.
know that
An
they
application.
employ quite a few kids,
Yeah.
young people.
And
I've
he
had
does a
Two
lot.
girls work for him,
Behind the
like-
scenes, I think people don't know what he does.
so I feel like that, did you look at the pictures? I don't know much about.
Those are,
Kitchen
those
equipment,
ovens
but
are,
it
were the
looks-
same ones that I worked in.
It looked really bad. Like
worked
I
there.
saw that and I was like, wait, what's this?
So we're just looking for a motion. Okay, so I'll make a motion that we move PDPs forward as one of our two applicants.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor of that motion? Anyone opposed? You guys can vote on it
Okay.
because you're not involved.
I'm good with it.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
so
fine.
we're gonna send that one.
Those ovens do look pretty bad.
And then we either take one of these two or neither. We can just put in one. That's up to you guys.
Can we flip a coin?
You can do whatever you want. I just need a motion.
Oh, I don't know that there's any real fair way to do those two.
There's not, and
There's
that's
not.
just the way it
That's the
goes.
problem.
But that's what you, that's why you apply. It doesn't mean.
Love you, Frank.
Move forward either.
No. I hate
I'm
the.
sure.
Go on.
It came with a flip in the coin, cause I
Yeah.
feel like they're
I-
both,
You guys could do a
worthy,
side
also-
win. And whoever gets it, you.
I'm not so sure we wanna put that on the video.
Because you have two people they can use it, you can only do one.
Correct.
Put their names in a hat and pull out one.
What's the same as flipping the coin?
Exactly, but I'm just
Yep.
saying, this way it's on
Don't
there.
rip you guys.
boom.
No, I think we should do that. We should
I feel like they're
submit
both-
two, we can do two.
Paper, rock, scissors.
I like flipping them.
Yeah.
I'm
They
not
got a
good at
coin?
paper, rock, scissors.
Right here.
And it's nothing against them.
Yeah.
it's just saying,
I can't make a motion.
No.
This has new sales now.
They're both
We're gonna
very
flip to that.
What is the timeline on your project though? Was that part of
Right, yeah, this-
something to factor in?
This
Like-
summer. Yeah,
Oh,
this,
okay.
this summer is what.
I
we're
was-
But it has to be, they have a time frame. so
Right, that they
get
have to
it
be
done,
complete, they
Yeah.
have to be able to pay the whatever and
Yeah.
all that jazz.
Yep.
I
And the
remember.
timeline on yours?
As soon as whenever I can. I mean, it's ready to go.
So who's
Both
has
have
it?
the funds.
That's
No.
the thing.
Yeah, we have the
Flip to
funds,
that.
everything, whenever we get the funds and we have that go ahead.
I'm glad I'm gonna be gone, you guys, 'cause
You're not going.
to take a hit here.
I think they're both very worthy. And
I wish
feel
they
like-
both could get it. I mean, we wish we could just say, go ahead and take all three. That's fine. And then they make the decision and whoever gets it, gets it. Or
Is yours the same as what we submitted before?
It's very similar. Yes, my floor. I can't live with my, floor. I mean, I can live with my floor I have.
I would only lean towards Dawn just because she had submitted last year.
Agreed with that too.
So she's already been trying, she's waited a year, she's trying again, and Tank is just
Yep,
coming in,
and
so that's,
I'll speak out. And
I mean,
I
that's
will
just my opinion again.
I'll say that, we're gonna have a honeymoon phase, and we're not gonna need these garage doors right away. Because I think we're gonna be very busy. And so I would,
I hate that. It makes me so-
I'm telling you, like, we're all in on other parts of takes and the garage doors, which would be nice, which would be great. I think it would be awesome, but we're still. I mean, I'll throw this out there. In order to do the back garage door, we would need to purchase those 5 spots and do a handicap ramp on that, on our back deck. That would create a additional plus a south facing deck space for outside entertainment. So we would still need to get that, which I still need to go probably to the planning commission and get all of that into effect, and show what we can do after we get open. So long story short, I'm absolutely good with you, Don.
And I was gonna say, you know what I mean? That makes me, cause I was.
So, I want to do all that. So it sounds like your project would be the summer, provided you got the match on
Right.
May, but if you didn't, you're gonna wait anyways?
Correct, yep.
What is it that
So you
kind of
can
match
pay
on
if
me
you don't
too, no?
Get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, motion to, Dawn.
A second. Mike's gonna second it. You do have to tell me no.
Alright.
Even though you're not gonna get the vote.
Motion.
Frank, you can't vote either, but.
Sometimes you just have to.
I'm glad we didn't have that.
Okay, the motion is to put Dawn in PD. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion approved. Did you have
I'll
anything?
be there
real quick?
every weekend.
No, I was just wondering.
I got it.
I'll be
She's
there
got it.
every weekend.
We're out of here. Let the librarians come in.
Awesome.
Martin, did you talk to Boyd?
Yes,
When you explain that?
And your
We're kind of just
granddaughter's
watching
gonna
the
be
weather,
working at your place.
and then
Yes.
we'll give you a heads up.
Yes.
Just gonna.
I
once
think my
explain
son
it,
is as well.
Yeah.
It takes about 8 or 10 days.
We had